Hey, it's Jeff. Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be repotting my golden pothos. This one here is the Hawaiian variety. Apparently the Hawaiian has a little bit more yellow variegation on the leaves, and this is just a regular old golden pothos. So these ones have been just soaking up the water for the last little while, so definitely needs to be repotted. I'm going to be combining them together actually instead of repotting individually. Give them some fresh soil and hopefully they perk up a little bit more and yeah, I don't know, grow. Anytime you repot a plant, you want to go one size larger. So this one right here is a 4-inch pot, and I think this one is a 6-inch pot. So just to give the roots a little bit more room to grow and expand. Since I'm combining both plants into one pot, I'm going to go one size larger, and I think this is like probably a 7.5 or something like that. So that's what I'll be doing today. So I'm going to be removing this plant out of the pot. I'm going to remove as much soil as I can. I'll have to say I took a little bit of heat in some other videos, some other repotting videos of people saying that I didn't take enough soil off when repotting. So I'm going to try and remove as much soil as I can today, just so I don't take any more heat in the comment section. So let's take this out of the pot. I'm going to use just a little butter knife. I'm going to go around the edges here. Sometimes when you use terracotta, the roots will adhere to the side of the pot, so I'm just loosening it up a little bit, just like that, and then just going to lightly pull on it, pull it out of the pot. So there is quite a bit of roots, and that's probably why this plant is so thirsty. I can't water it enough. This is root bound, so it's got tons of roots. It's got basically more roots than soil. So I'm gonna break this up. Again, go easy on me. And then I'm going to put it in this pot with some new fresh soil. So I like to use a pencil, and you will probably damage a lot of roots, but that's okay. They will repair themselves and grow as they have more room in the new pot, new soil. So I'm just poking in the side and just kind of pulling downwards a little bit, just so it loosens up all those roots that are kind of encircling the bottom of the pot. And that way, when it's in its new pot, it can continue to search out downwards instead of in that circular fashion in the pot. I've also read that if you leave a plant kind of root bound like that with the roots encircling, they will continue to grow in a circular fashion, and eventually it'll just choke off part of the root system. Getting pretty aggressive here, just breaking it all up. You can even use your hands if you need to as well. So it's all roots in here, like I'm just destroying all the roots. So it's not compact, like it's not rock hard or anything like that. It was simply just really root bound, and it obviously needed a lot more water than I was giving it. It was getting quite droopy all the time. So I don't have to remove all the dirt, but like I said, I'm gonna take as much as I can off just so the roots will grow nice and healthy afterwards. So you can see there's not much soil left in here. It's just all roots. Just gonna do this one little section on the side here, and then I'm gonna pot it up in this terracotta here, and we'll do the other one here as well. Okay, now the next one here, this one's a little bit of a larger pot. It is the 6-inch pot, I think. And again, this one gets pretty droopy and pretty thirsty quickly. Oh, okay, yep, same thing with this. Look at that, super root bound. Okay, so I'm glad I took that out of the pot today, both of them, because clearly that is the reason why they were so thirsty all the time. These are much larger roots. They had a larger pot to grow in. So just like the other one here, I'm going to be a little more aggressive, remove as much dirt as I can, and then I'll combine them in the pot. So again, you're gonna tear and destroy some roots, but that's inevitable there. I might have to do my other ones too, because I've noticed all of my pothos plants have been using up a lot of water lately, so I might need to repot a couple of these. But today I just decided to do the pothos, or the golden pothos ones, as these ones were probably the worst. They were starting to get some droopy leaves, and a few of them were like turning yellow. So I knew something was up. It's nice it's staying kind of all intact as well. That makes it a little bit easier to repot. Making an absolute mess here, but that's okay. That's what I have this table for. And this soil here as well is just like the last one. It's not compact. It's not really dense. It's just full of roots. So I took this outside and I just shook it off a little bit more, just because when I add the other cutting here as well, I want there to be enough room to add it into kind of the side. So I'm going to fill in a little bit of the bottom of the pot with some soil. I'm simply using a tropical ProMix's tropical potting soil. I do have some extra like orchid bark and perlite and charcoal kind of mixed in from another project, so that's okay. Just provides a nice kind of well draining area mix. When I use a larger pot that has a large drain hole at the bottom, I always like to grab just a rock from outside, put it at the bottom, just so all the soil doesn't run out the bottom every time I water it. A lot of people use like a little plastic mesh as well, but I just grab a rock from outside. I have a bunch of river rock in the front, and I'm just going to add the soil in the pot. And then when I add the cuttings in, I will just fill in soil kind of around the edges. So something like that. It has some room to search out and grow down. So I'm just going to measure it here real quick for the appropriate height. So I want to keep the, I guess, root ball at kind of relatively the same height as it was. Okay, so I got some room on that side. So I'm just gonna stuff this one in on this side, just like that. So now it's a nice full pot of pothos. Okay, so that's really tough to see, but it's rather full and large, but I'm going to just fill in some soil around the edges, fill in all the air gaps, make sure all the roots are covered with soil. Okay, so I'm just gonna fill in this soil around the sides. I have my pot in the little soil tarp tray thing here. I'm just using my pencil to poke down the soil around the sides. Okay, there's some large gaps over here, so just dump it in just right on top and just kind of lightly pack it down. You can use your finger, or like I said, I like to use this pencil. It just gets in some of those difficult spots. Because I did a fairly aggressive root tear up, I'm going to leave this soil dry for a few days. I want the roots to repair, so kind of callus over, just give them a chance to repair themselves before I completely soak the soil. And yeah, it just runs the risk of suffocating those roots. So let them breathe for a few days, let them repair, and then probably in about a week or so, maybe 5 days, then I'll give it some more water and it should be good to go. Okay, so the soil is pretty well even, and it's a nice full pot of golden pothos. Here's the finished product, and it's just an easy way to make a nice full pot, like if you want a larger one, so just combine a few smaller plants into one larger pot. Or if you want to propagate the pothos plant, you can take individual leaf cuttings. It has to have a little portion of the stem as well as an aerial root, and you can stick those, you can propagate it in water, you can stick it in soil. That way each individual leaf cutting will produce their own new vine. So that's a really good way to make a plant fuller as well. I did have a couple Scindapsus exotica cuttings left over from another project, so I'm going to stick these, just sneak them in here, make a little hole. Probably should water propagate them first. I'm just going to see how they do just in soil, and then I'm going to put one on the other side here as well. See if they root, see if they grow. If they don't, no big deal. Okay, right here, just going to make sure that that little aerial root node is in the soil. And in a few days, I'm gonna give it some water. So hopefully it survives that period of no water. But yeah, this is what it looks like, and I think it looks fantastic. Look at these leaves, look at this variegation. So that's me pretty much it for my quick little pothos repotting project. I hope you like this video. If you have any comments or questions, please leave it down below in the comment section. Thanks for watching this video. Take care, everyone.